Hey, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at the idea of being the shore in relationships.
Yeah, it's a really powerful metaphor.
And this is based on this document called Be the Shore,
Mm.
which basically kind of rewrites the script.
Yeah, when you think about support in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, how do I fix this problem? How do I,
Yeah.
smooth the waters and calm the seas?
Yeah, it's like instead of calming the seas, be the shoreline.
Exactly.
So that's what we're going to be looking at today.
Absolutely. I
Good.
think a lot of people will find this really interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. Um, so what does Be the Shore actually say about, like, what does this look like?
Well, it talks about this idea of, being emotionally resilient for your partner,
Okay.
being consistent, being reliable. Think about what a shoreline is.
Yeah.
It's unwavering,
Right.
right? The waves crash against it,
Mm-hmm.
but it remains steady. And so that's what it means to be the shore for your partner.
Mm-hmm.
It means that no matter what challenges they're facing, you're that unwavering presence for them.
So instead of offering solutions, you're just sort of being there.
Exactly.
Right.
You're not trying to control the situation or change the tide.
Right.
You're just providing that safe harbor.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really good. Um, Be the shore. It gives the example of like a partner who's stressed out over a work project.
Right.
What would that look like?
Well, it could look as simple as, listening to your partner's frustrations
Mm-hmm.
without judgment, maybe offering a few words of encouragement.
Right.
Or, maybe helping them brainstorm solutions.
Right.
But only if they ask for it.
If they asked for it. Okay.
It's not about swooping in with the answers.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's about empowering them and letting them handle it, but knowing that they've got your support.
Exactly.
Okay. Something I found really interesting was all the psychological theories that Be the Shore uses to kind of back all this stuff up. I'm a sucker for like the science behind things.
Right. Be the Shore talks about attachment theory.
Okay.
And this was, developed by John Bowlby.
Mm-hmm.
And this idea of like, when we think back on a time when we felt really secure and supported,
Right.
maybe it was a parent or a mentor or a friend,
Right.
and we had that sense of like, okay, no matter what,
Yeah.
I've got this person in my corner.
Like a secure base?
Exactly. And that's what the shore partner does, is they provide that foundation
Oh, that's right.
that allows the other person to, explore and take risks and grow, knowing that they have that safe haven to return to.
I like that.
Yeah.
What other theories does Be the Shore talk about?
It talks about the idea of emotional regulation.
Okay.
And James Gross has done a lot of research on this. And this is, the ability to manage your own emotions effectively.
Right, so you don't get swept up in it.
Exactly.
You stay kind of grounded.
Right. You're not getting pulled out to sea with them.
Right, you're the shore.
Exactly. And then Be the Shore also talks about the theory of social support.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon Cohen, a sociologist,
Okay.
has done a lot of research on this, and his work shows that having strong social support is absolutely crucial
Okay.
for our mental health and resilience.
So it's not just a nice thing to do, it's actually important for our well-being.
Absolutely. It's about, being that source of support that helps our partners navigate challenges and come out stronger.
Okay, so we've talked about the metaphor, we've talked about some examples, we've talked about the theories that back it up.
Yeah.
But how do we actually, like, practically be the shore?
Yeah, let's get into some practical tips.
I need some, like, actionable things I can take away.
You got it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Okay, so when it comes to these practical tips for being the shore, I think one thing that's really important to remember is it's not about like
Yeah.
grand gestures or
Yeah.
having like the perfect scripted response.
All right.
It's really about those like everyday moments.
Yeah, those small little things.
Exactly. Those small, consistent ways that we show up for our partners.
Yeah, like making them coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Like making them coffee in the morning, offering a back rub after a long day.
Right.
It's just about being present and attentive.
Those little acts of kindness.
Exactly. And
Yeah, they
sometimes
do go a long way.
they do. They really do.
Right.
Sometimes it's just about giving your partner the space to process their emotions.
So not always jumping in to fix things.
Exactly. Sometimes that's the most supportive thing you can do is just listen without judgment
Right.
and just let them work through their feelings at their own pace.
Respect their autonomy.
Absolutely. And, Be the Shore acknowledges that none of us are perfect at this.
Of course.
Being the shore doesn't mean you have all the answers.
Yeah.
Or that you always know the right thing to say.
It's okay to not know what to do.
Exactly. It's more about just showing up as your genuine self
Yeah.
and, offering support from a place of love and understanding,
Well.
even if you're a little bit lost yourself.
Yeah. That makes me feel better. I think sometimes I put so much pressure on myself to have the perfect response.
Yeah.
So it's okay if I don't.
Hmm.
But that kind of leads me to boundaries.
Sure.
How do we balance
Yeah.
being supportive with taking care of ourselves? Be the Shore talks about that too.
Absolutely. It does. It stresses the importance of, finding that sweet spot between being there for your partner and avoiding burnout.
Because if you're burnt out, you can't be supportive.
Right. Exactly. It's like they say, put on your own oxygen mask first
Yeah.
before assisting others. So
Right.
being the Shore isn't about becoming a martyr
Right.
or sacrificing your own well-being.
So how do we set boundaries but still be a good shore?
Yeah. Well, it really comes down to communication.
Okay.
Having those open and honest conversations
Right.
with your partner about your needs and your limits.
Right.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, you need to be able to express that.
So speaking up is good.
It is. It's about protecting the relationship,
Okay.
not harming it.
Gotcha. Wow. This is all resonating so much with me.
Good.
Is there anything else from Be the Shore that really stood out to you?
One thing that I found really interesting was this idea of personal growth
Hmm.
within the context of being the Shore.
You mean like supporting your partner's growth?
Exactly. Exactly. Be the Shore talks about how important it is to, celebrate our partner's successes and support their aspirations.
Even if it's not exactly what we envisioned for them.
Exactly. Even if it takes them in a different direction.
Letting go of our expectation.
Absolutely. And recognizing that their growth ultimately benefits the relationship as a whole.
It's like a rising tide lifts all boats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When both partners are evolving and expanding their horizons, the relationship just becomes so much more dynamic and fulfilling.
Wow, we've covered so much.
I know.
We've gone from the theories to like practical tips.
I know, yeah.
To boundaries to personal growth.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's still so much we could talk about.
Well, you're right. There is.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to explore, especially when it comes to, those times when both partners are struggling.
That's what I was just thinking about.
Yeah.
What happens when we're both going through it?
Right. How do we be the Shore for each other when we're both in kind of choppy waters? That's a great question. And it's something that Be the Shore addresses directly. And we'll get into that and more when we come back for the final part of our deep dive.
So, we've been talking about this whole idea of being the shore for your partner.
Right.
But it occurs to me this is like applicable to so many different kinds of relationships.
It is.
Not just romantic ones.
Yeah, whether we're talking about friendships or family relationships, work relationships.
Like if a friend loses their job.
Right.
You can be the shore for them.
Exactly.
Offer encouragement.
Help them network.
Right.
Just be there for them.
Right.
And what I really love about Be the Shore is it emphasizes this idea of reciprocity.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like sometimes you need to be the shore and sometimes you need somebody to be the shore for you.
Right. It's this ebb and flow of support.
It's like a dance.
It is.
You got to learn when to lead and when to follow.
Exactly.
When to support and when to be supported.
And it really highlights how important open communication and vulnerability are.
Right. Because you got to let people know when you need them to be the shore for you.
Absolutely.
And that builds trust.
It does.
It deepens the connection.
Yeah. So, you keep coming back to this question of like, what happens when both partners are struggling?
Yeah. What happens when we're both in the rough waters?
Can two people be the shore for each other at the same time?
Can we both be the shore?
It's such a great question. And Be the Shore actually talks about this directly.
Okay.
Life throws curveballs at us. And there are going to be times when both partners are facing tough times simultaneously.
Yeah, it's hard to be the steady one when you're not feeling so steady yourself.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But even then, we can still strive to, offer that understanding and support.
So we can still be the shore, but it might look different.
It might look a little bit different. Yeah.
Than when just one person's the shore.
Yeah. It might be more about leaning on each other.
Right.
Acknowledging each other's struggles and weathering the storm together.
Yeah, like, hey, we're both a little wobbly right now, but we're doing this together.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's a reminder that even in the midst of hardship, our relationships can be a source of strength.
I love that. Well, this has been such a good deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I've learned so much about being the shore.
Me too.
Is there anything else from Be the Shore you want to mention before we wrap up?
One last thought that really resonated with me is that being the shore is an ongoing practice. It's a journey.
It's not something we just like achieve and then we're done.
Exactly.
Okay.
It requires this ongoing self-awareness. It requires a willingness to grow and a commitment to showing up for our loved ones, even in those small moments.
It's about making that daily choice.
It is.
To be that steady presence.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're going to wrap up this deep dive into being the shore.
Okay.
We hope you enjoyed it and that it gave you some new insight.
Yeah, and just remember, it's all about finding that balance, offering support while respecting boundaries, celebrating individuality while nurturing connection.
Absolutely. And as always, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep diving deep into the mysteries of human connection.